Welcome back to the Football Exponential Show. I'm Chika and I'm joined by Frank
Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to our show. Hi Chika.
and Kingsley.
Hello guys, it's good to be back.
Our Spanish football experts.
It's European football, correct. Thank
European
you
football
for that.
expert. Okay.
Perfect.
It's gonna,
Black
it's gonna make it a
Black
Spanish
Seed
affair.
Bl- Black Seed Low.
So, all
I'll
he,
take that.
all he will
Although
say,
sometimes I see,
all he will say is Barcelona.
Nah, he's he's
no,
he's
no,
here with his
no.
he's here with his Barcelona cap on.
Okay, let's go. We'll be talking about with the Ballon d'Or list. The nominees released is a very big list, right? So you have
Yep.
the male Ballon d'Or, you have the Copa for the young players, you have the coach, you have the Leviation for the goalkeeper, and you have the female Ballon d'Or and the coaches. Let's go with the first one, with the Ballon d'Or men. There are so many names with the likes of Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Erling Haaland, Lautaro Martinez, Lamine Yamal, Rodri, Vinicius, Declan Rice, so many of them. So, Frank, who do you think deserves the award, and who do you think is going to win the award, and why? What are your reasons?
Um, I think who deserves the award? I think Kopama.
Wow.
Well, no.
Mm,
Okay, no. But
okay,
in
I
terms
need
of
to
who
stop that.
deserves,
Mm-hmm.
I think who deserves or who's well, I think I'll just narrow it down to who I think is going to win it. And I believe it's going to be the Real Madrid master right now, um, Vinicius Junior. He's I think personally is the player I enjoy watching the most right now in football. He's very flamboyant with his attacking displays, creativity, his dance moves after celebrating, his trickery, mastery of the ball, and also let's not forget his clutch moments for Real Madrid in the last few years. He's the one that has really stepped up as number one Galactico over there in Madrid. So I believe this is the year he gets his crown with no Messi and Ronaldo to to stop other people shine. I believe it's going to be Vinicius's title this year, and I also believe it's going to be a close in terms of points. I feel his Madrid teammate will come just behind him. Pause. Jude Bellingham as number two, and I feel Erling Haaland will come as number three.
Okay, Kingsley, who do you think deserves the award, or deserve? Who are you giving if you are going to vote? Who are you voting for, and then who do you think is going to win it?
Well, if I were to vote, I would vote for Rodri all day, every day. Rodri of Man City and Spain. I think people undermine what he did for both club and international football with the concluding season. Rodri was very pivotal to, and then there are stats and everything to show for it, like the success of Man City, the time when he's out of the team, you can see how the struggle. Talk of clutch moments, he was there
Clutch,
consistently. Yeah,
one
Rodri
clutch
is a
moment.
clutch player. Like even if you
Let
want
me
to
hold
measure
on,
it by
let me give him a stat. 50 games. Rodri played 50 games last season, and they didn't lose any one of those games. That's that. What else is more than that? 50 games he played for Manchester.
50 games, no defeat.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
he's chiming in with goals from the center of the park. I think at some point last season we were looking at Rodri getting over 10 goals.
Yep.
Um, so from someone who sits deep in the pitch and still be able to add that value. Um, I mean, even if you think about it, right? Rodri was heavily involved in everything that happened in Man City, and he wasn't, passive with Spanish success as well. If you put those into consideration, I think it should be an opportunity for him to win the Ballon d'Or this year. But obviously, we know that Ballon d'Or goes beyond what happens on the pitch. There's some marketing attributes to it. There's some economic factors that play a part, and for that reason, Rodri is not the most flamboyant of players, if you may agree. So that might just, in my opinion, limit his chance for winning his chances for winning this trophy. But other than that, I don't see him anywhere below second. It will be gross footballing injustice if Rodri's performance is not given the accolade that it deserves. But in terms of that is me in terms of who I think should win. But in terms of who I think would win, I would
Okay.
say, yeah, who I
Okay.
think would win. I think at the end of the day, the Spanish crown would always be the Spanish crown. Is a trophy. I would say that you can see has a lot of Spanish heritage to it, and I think some of those people will be involved in the voting. And for that reason, I would tip it to Vinicius Junior winning this
Okay.
year. And and yeah, because I think he's gonna win it this year. But I don't think it's gonna be as close as you made it sound, Frank. I don't think it's gonna be as close
No,
with
it's gonna be close.
Vinicius and Jude coming next. I
It's gonna
don't
be
think
close.
so. At the start, if the Ballon d'Or was given at the first half of the season, probably Jude would have won it, or even closer. But as the season kind of progresses, we can see that his impact on the Madrid team kept wearing out. And if we want to put into context the Euro year, everybody thought he's going to bring another value to the English national team. We didn't see anything in the tournament. So for that reason, I think that puts him further away from winning the Ballon d'Or this year. So my top three would be Vinicius number one, Rodri would become number two, and Jude would be number three in terms of actual where the voting would end. But in terms of football achievement for last season is going to be Rodri, Vinicius, and Jude. And it's painful to see that. Sorry to call this out, but I've had some conversations in the background before, and it's just painful to see that we're calling Vinicius and we're calling Jude in this conversation, and Rodrigo is not a mention at all. It's
Yeah,
quite sad because
yeah,
if you're gonna
yeah.
if you're
There's a
gonna
reason
put
why. No,
because if
there's a
you're
reason
putting
why.
Vinicius based on
He's
his
not good
clutch
enough.
moment,
He's not good
Rodri
enough.
was clutch last season. Rodri was clutch last season.
I get.
Rodri built Real Madrid a lot of times when Vinicius couldn't stand there.
Okay,
And
okay,
you don't
okay.
get to play
No,
you
no.
don't get to play the knockout football if you don't get past
Okay,
second stage. And
okay,
Rodri
okay,
did
okay,
that over and over. But
okay. But by that same logic, the striker Joselu should be there as well.
Okay, well, I get you, but
Oh,
this is
it's
why I don't think so. This is why I'm different. For me, because I always believe it depends on what you think is the award. Is the award for best on the field for the best player, or is the award for commercial purposes or for marketing purposes? If it's for commercial purposes, no contest. Give it to Rodri, give it to Bellingham. They should take the trophy home. If you set a criteria before the award and you say success on the field, individual success, cup, or whatever, the person that is supposed to win this award is Lautaro Martinez, and I'll go with it.
what?
Yeah, I will defend it. I'll go with
no, actually,
Lautaro
there's
Martinez.
value in that
I will
conversation.
give you.
Actually,
I will
there is
give you.
value in
And
that
if I'm voting,
conversation.
I'll vote Lautaro.
When
Hold on.
last?
Hold on.
When?
It's starting. Hold on. Now I can never vote Vinicius as the Ballon d'Or. If you are the Ballon d'Or winner, Brazil couldn't get out of their group in the first round in a Copa
That
America.
is appalling.
But if
That is
that's
appalling.
a
I've
good
never seen
record.
that. I've never
If
seen that
you are
since
a
I've been
Ballon
watching
d'Or
football.
winner, I've never heard in my lifetime. I've
Brazil
never
has
heard in my lifetime that Brazil
never
did not
been that
make it
poor.
out of their group in the first
So
round.
so let me say let's get this straight.
Yeah.
So you're saying just because Vinicius didn't
No,
perform
let
at
me.
the
I'm
recent.
giving you so many points. Hold on, I'm coming. For
No,
Okay,
no,
example,
no,
okay,
no.
okay, 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 okay.
Vinicius played.
Don't undermine it, Frank. By the way,
Vinicius
don't say
played in the
just
same.
because.
I'm not
Please,
saying who is a better player in terms of overall. I'm looking at what they've won. Real Madrid is so good as a team that it's difficult for me to tell you that this one person is greater than every other person. Some are bigger
But
than
I
some.
can,
Like he said,
but I can,
Rodrigo. Hold
but
on, let me
but
finish. Let me finish. Lautaro was benched most of the game. He was the Golden Boot winner in the Copa America. He came off the bench to score against Chile, against Canada, and against Peru. And he also scored from the bench again in the final. He was the
that's true.
highest goal scorer in the Copa
This scorer had
America.
5
He
goals.
was the Serie A MVP of the Serie A. He played 33 games, 24 goals, 3 assists. There is no way Inter Milan will win Serie A without Lautaro Martinez. All I'm just trying to say is that if you look at the collective, Vinicius played only 26 league games. He didn't even play. They have 38 games. He played 26. So I want to give an award to somebody who played 26 games that could not even play 26 minus 38. What is it? Like 12 games. He missed 12 games. He scored 15
How
goals.
many goals and stats did he
Now
have in
I
La Liga?
understand Lautaro Martinez. Inter were underwhelming to me in the Champions League second round against
Okay,
Atletico.
okay.
They underachieved. To me, they were supposed to knock out. But that is what
What was Martinez?
yeah, Martinez. Yeah. But at least the last season he played last season he scored only 2 goals in the Champions League. Vinicius scored 6 goals. So it's not like Vinicius scored 100 goals. So if I have a criteria, team success, this person, for the first time in my life, I can't tell you that Messi carried Argentina throughout the Copa. I can tell you that everybody contributed something, and this Lautaro played a huge role. So if I'm voting, if you're asked to just put a blind your face, make a criteria. This is who I want. We are allowing emotions get the better of us because I like Vinicius. That's not what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no. I'm not.
The rules
But
No,
affect
okay.
everybody voting.
Chika, can I say
Yeah,
something
say
if you don't
something.
mind?
Yeah.
So it's I understand everything that you've mentioned and what Lautaro Martinez brought to both Inter and Argentine team. But I have a question here, and that is where
Lautaro Martinez.
it's hard to make a case for him. How do you make a case for someone to win the Ballon d'Or when he cannot even start in his national team? Julian
Okay,
Alvarez will
simple.
start over it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I get it.
And
But that is the same reason why
you know
I won't have a problem. I won't have a problem. I understand very, very well. And I won't have a problem if Rodri wins it. Because the only thing that counts against
I
Rodri
will.
in this
I will.
case,
I will.
the only
I
thing that
will.
counts
he's not
against
winning the
Rodri,
Champions League.
the only thing
No,
that
it's not
counts
the
against
Champions
Rodri,
League.
no, not the Champions League, that he went off, had a lot of games, then he went off against England and they went on to win it. So you can say if he went off, they could have still won those games. That is the only asterisk, but he deserved
No,
everything.
No,
but
no. Okay, okay, okay. Wait.
to be
Okay,
honest,
okay.
I disagree with you, and here's why I feel so. If they didn't win if they didn't win the European Championship, right? Regardless of whether or not he played those last 14 minutes, everybody will forget 45 minutes rather, everybody will forget that he had a great season. And that is where football is today. We can only bring Rodri and put that point across is because we can say he achieved national team and he achieved in the club football. If Spain did not win that tournament as a result of Rodri being absent for the last 45 minutes, it will be hard to make a case for him. It
Yeah,
will be
but
harder to make a case for
Rodri
him
won
now.
the league title. One,
Yeah.
Rodri went very, very close. I think they were knocked out in the semi-final of the Champions League. 2,
Yes,
Rodri
exactly.
won the
To
FA
the
Cup. 3, oh no, they were knocked out by
Semi-final.
Manchester
no,
United. No,
but
Manchester beat them.
no
Manchester
No,
beat them.
quarterfinal.
quarterfinal of the Champions League. That was when they
Okay,
got knocked
quarter
out
final.
Yeah.
He
by
didn't
Man
win the League
United.
Cup. He did because Manchester won the FA Cup and Liverpool won the League Cup. Okay, he ended up on only one trophy. He was very, very instrumental for them in the Euro 2024. I get that, but I don't have a problem if you give it to Rodri. At the same time, he deserves that. But where I'm having a problem is Vinicius. Understand what I'm saying? You're talking about Bellingham. Bellingham didn't do it. He had only one good game against Slovenia or Slovakia, whatever. The whole
Yeah.
English squad, Saka, Bellingham, Hammer had a better game than both Saka, Foden, and Bellingham in the Euros. If you are looking at it, the whole
I agree with you.
English
It was
team
more impactful.
went far, but
Objective
they didn't play
of that.
anything.
That's objective. Okay, but okay. Let me come in now, and I'll tackle one by one. No, no offense to the Serie A. I love that league. No offense to Inter Milan. I love Inter Milan. I'm sorry. A player from the Serie A is not winning Ballon d'Or. Simple as that. Just simple as that. This is no. This is not just me. This is past precedents. We've seen with Schneider, like the Diego Milito. It's not happen and it won't happen going forward. But another point, Rodri. I'm sorry, I'm not giving a defensive midfielder the player of the year or the Ballon d'Or trophy for the best player in football that year. For me, the best player has to be an attacking player. I don't. This is the way.
Why? Cannavaro won it. Why can't CDM win it?
And I didn't like we all know Cannavaro won that because there's an asterisk behind that Cannavaro's win. We all know who should have won that year. If he didn't have that brief minutes of madness in the final, he would have won it. And it was Zinedine Zidane. So let's not forget all these situations. If if goalkeepers like Oliver Kahn and Manuel Neuer can win it, that's fine. But me personally, I'm not advocating or I'm not campaigning for a defensive player to win the best player of the year award. And another point, in terms of this player of the year, Ballon d'Or award, I'm not, because it gets very, it becomes like a popularity contest where in the past years it's always been okay. It's when you had Messi and Ronaldo going at it together. It's always been, oh, if you win the Champions League, okay, you're virtually guaranteed the Ballon d'Or. And we've seen it in the past, Messi and Ronaldo. But I don't like now that it's kind of shifting away, because also like now, I like that it's going back to a point before Ronaldo and Messi came, and also before Ronaldinho as well, where you had at least 3-4 players who could win it. There was a year Nedved won it ahead of Ronaldinho and Henry. There's a year Raul always have won it. So I like it's the award is now open, but I still believe in terms of who's been the best footballer in the last 2 years in European football, for me, even regardless of winning entities, just Vinicius, the way he plays, in terms of the spirit of the game, it has to be Vinicius. It's not about his goals, it's not about his assists, it's just about how he plays the games. I get your point that he's not a good international career, but also there was a point Messi did not have a good international career, but that didn't stop him from
You
winning Ballon
continue with
d'Ors.
that. You continue with that mistake because there's so many. There are some Messi one I felt the
Yeah,
2021 he won.
and I agree,
And
and I
I,
agree,
I
I
didn't
agree,
like it.
and I
But
agree,
at
I
the
agree.
same time, there's no late time to do something that is right because at the
No,
end, but this guy played only
No,
26
but the
games.
funny thing is this. Even for the funny thing is this, right? Even for the years when Messi may have won it against the both of you's desire, um, those years on club football, Messi was exceptional. On club football, Messi was exceptional.
no,
Even if you want to
and I
argue against, and
and
even if you want to
and
argue,
I agree with
especially
you, and
if you want
I
to
agree
argue
with you.
against him not doing a lot in international football, it's not getting out of group stage at the Copa America.
That's all subjective in terms of this
But no,
discussion.
it's not getting out of group stage.
Getting
In the
getting out
Copa
of
America,
getting out of group
Their
stage or getting
team
knocked
is
out in
so bad
quarterfinal is
now
all
that I can't recognize them. Like
it's
I
not
don't even know. And if
all
you
of
are that good,
them have contributed to being bad. It's not. It's like
no.
on paper, the
No. I
Brazilian
feel
team shouldn't be as bad as it is. You've got Vinicius, you've got Rodrigo, you've got Rafinha, you've got Piqueta. You've got those players that should be able to do something, but it is what it is right now.
it is what it's, but I feel we should not. I believe we should not lose the essence of this award, and that's giving it to the best. You
but
see,
do you understand what it means to exit the group stage of a continental this thing group stage?
Even in
yeah, no,
Messi's
see,
worst in Messi's
yeah, I
worst
agree.
years, he
And
I agree.
never
that is one of the reasons
he
why.
never left any tournament on a group stage. Never.
But see,
And
but
that is why
frankly,
I don't take you
but frank,
serious when they mention Haaland and Odegaard. I can't rate you if you can't qualify for European competition. Like you are good, but at least qualify. That
no.
was this.
So
It was
I get
quite
your point.
interesting to hear Frank mention that Haaland would come number three
Yeah, I
and
agree
No,
and
to
because
laugh
me,
and laugh at
yes,
Rodri not winning the tournament.
To me, Lautaro one, Rodri depends. You can put Rodri ahead, Vinicius three. I'm not even going for Bellingham. Like I'm not. I understand, but in the Euros, you can blame the coach, you can blame Southgate, or you can. But I expect you to do something.
so
That was
let's so last year El Haaland came second just to Messi last year, which in terms of the voting was quite close, less than 100 points. So
Yeah,
so I believe it's a situation where like
but
El
last
Haaland
year
is,
there was no country football.
I know, and Haaland won the Champions League
So
last
and he
year
won the
also.
champion. He won the treble, no?
Yeah, he won the treble last year,
Yeah.
but
So it
but
was a totally different year.
no, but
Let's
this
not bring that into the
But
conversation.
Vinicius will still win it, but that's why I have a problem with the competition. Like I don't really, I don't really lose sleep over that.
yeah,
That's
I agree.
whoever. I think it's more of like election. It's emotional. It's not really who has the best policy. It's who you like. Let's go over to the next one. The second award is the Copa. That's the best. I think young player of the year. And Frank, who do you think is going to win it, or who are you going for? Who are you backing?
So I believe one player will probably win this award, and that's Barcelona and Spain's Yamilawa. But I honestly believe the award should go to none other than Manchester United and England's Kobe Mino.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
Kobe
man,
Mino.
I can recite
Meno,
the rosary right now.
Meno.
I can't believe what I'm
Kobe
hearing.
Mino. He had a breakout season last year. He burst onto the stage at with Manchester United, solidified the midfield, helped them get to a cup final, ultimately win it, scoring some clutch goals on the way there as well. Then he goes with the England national team to the Euro tournament. Doesn't start the first few games in the group stage, but the moment he comes into the team, he transforms the England team from a very passive ball possession team to a more organized, more coordinated team. With Southgate's England team is always important to mention that because there's a certain handbrake he has on that team. But I think in terms of his performances, the semi-final against Holland was fantastic. In the knockout game against Switzerland was fantastic as well. And in the final, he also had one of his better games in the European final on the day. So I believe we should give it to the next Paul Scholes, in my opinion, Kobe Mino.
Damn, Paul Scholes. What are you on? Like, how are you gonna compare Meno with Paul Scholes?
The next
What are
Paul
you?
Scholes.
You must be.
Check the tapes. Check the
Oh
tapes.
my
It's not true.
days.
It's not.
I
You
think I should
can't.
drink more water a little bit for a second,
No,
Frank,
no.
to hydrate.
Yeah, no.
Because I
Yamal
feel
has
like you're on
Yamal.
overdrive.
No.
You're,
You see, Yamal has all the accolades. It's doing fantastic. But there's also this whole thing about what Yamal is doing. Oh, it's fantastic for a 17-year-old. Can he keep up this performance
no,
when he's 21, 20?
right now, I'll tell you for free.
Okay,
Right
no,
now,
I
put
disagree.
aside
I
put
disagree.
aside
But go.
Yamal's age. Let's forget he's a 17-year-old, right? If
Yeah,
we go based on what he has done since he burst off the scene till today, right? I'm talking about probably Spain is still playing football right now, or whatever the
yeah.
case might be. Till today, right? You wouldn't call three players that play in Yamal's position
I'll go for.
ahead of him, and you
Salah.
call it based on the. Understand my point before you call. I'm saying based on the period that he burst into the scene, which was last season,
I'll go
until
for.
now, you wouldn't call three players that are more effective than Yamal.
Okay,
Please go
hold
with
on.
your
Let
list.
me. Oh, yeah. Let me hear them. Call them. Can you call?
Yes,
Saka.
please go on.
What's the second
Saka.
person?
Salah.
Okay,
What's the guy called at Chelsea? Cole Palmer.
are you joking right now?
Cole Palmer.
Okay, and fine.
There's nothing Yamal has done in the last 12 months that Cole Palmer has not done, if not better.
Well, Yamal won the Euros. Tell me about that.
But
Kopama won something. He won something.
How old is
but
How old is Palmer? Yama is 17, right, or 18?
No,
no,
I
but
said to him, put aside the age, right?
said
Because
put
I'm
aside
saying
the
Hold
age.
on. How old is he? How old is he now?
Yamal or
17.
I
Kopama.
think 17.
Yeah, Yamal just turned 17 in this
No,
August.
but for right now, I think Palmer is a better player right now. Right
For Palmer.
now. But for what they are, but Palmer is like over 22. It depends on
No,
how you
Palmer
see
is
football at the
see,
same time.
Palmer is
if
Palmer
I'm
is
being
22.
very,
Palmer is 22. Palmer
if
is
I'm
22.
being, if I'm being very frank with you, I
Yeah.
accepted Saka's nomination
No,
on this
Saka,
discussion.
that's why you can't say any bad thing about my Saka. Yeah,
You
Saka,
understand?
Salah, yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
so I accepted that. And again, I think Frank is missing the point. I said from the period that the guy burst into the scene. I'm not saying I
last
don't
season.
think Mosala had the better season than Yamal last year.
He did.
Personally.
He did. He did.
Personally.
From the
No, he
start
did.
to the he
Man,
did. He
that guy
did.
he had like
He did.
15, 7. He
He
had the
did. He
best
did.
assist in the league. He had
It's
18
just
assists. 18 assists
it's
last season. He had like 10 goals, he had like 10 goals because Son had 17 goals, 10 assists. Saka had 18 assists and like 12 goals or 13 goals. One of them, but
I'm not saying
he had a
Saka,
good
I'm saying Salah.
Oh, Salah, yeah.
yeah.
Salah had double figures. Salah had like 13 goals, 18 assists, but his assist was high. But let's not. So
Yeah.
let's
So
not.
my point is this, right?
Charlie,
Yeah.
okay.
Here is my point. Okay, regardless of the age of Yamal, okay, I am saying to you that Yamal is pivotal for Barcelona finishing second last season in the league. Yamal was tearing things up in Euros. Yamal didn't have an average game in Euros. All the tournament, no average game. Yes, no average game. And it's even if we if we want to be less political, even Yamal should be in the conversation for the player of the tournament for Euros, not even the young player. It was given to Rodri for the maturity and the calmness and the impact, and he's deserving of it, no doubt. But
Okay, so
if Yamal had won it, he would
No, I
not be
won't have
undeserving.
argument. I won't have good arguments
Do you
over
understand where I'm
yeah,
coming
no,
Yamal.
no, 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 no,
where I'm
yeah,
coming from? And
no, I agree.
in that same tournament, all the players that you mentioned, right, besides Salah, played in that tournament, and they even had easier opponents. England had the
But
easiest run.
that's
Understand, England has the easiest run to the finals, even though I agree with the statement that you can only beat what's in front of you. But we're talking about an individual that knocked out France, beat in Germany on his
but
way
I know,
to
but
the
it's also
tournament,
but
beat
it's
the
also
same
important.
England team. And
But it's
it's
also
not a passive, it's not a
no, I
passive
know,
member of the team. He
I know,
led
but
Brazil
it's
from the
yeah.
front.
But it's also important to note that if we all saw the England team, it was a very disjointed team in terms of the overall collective effort from that team.
But
Where
that is not Yamal's problem.
wait, I'm going to answer a situation where if you swap Yamal and put Yamal in a team that doesn't have that coordination, doesn't have that organization in terms of attacking play and possession play, does Yamal perform the same way Saka performed in that team?
No, but you know where. Hold on. You know where. This is it. I feel he's overhyping or overrating. This is why. But also he has a point. Also, let me learn. Also, he has a point. I rate Saka because he has been doing it over time. I rate Salah because
Yeah.
he's been there. That's true. But Palmer and Yamal depends on how you see football. But this is where Yamal is special more than every other player that plays that position. His game is not start. That guy had only 5 goals and 5 assists last season, and we are talking about him like he's so good. But
No,
this
he
why
restores the feeling.
well,
No, no,
let me say,
yeah.
let me. Why he's so good is you have to watch him to appreciate him. He does something none of those guys is doing. He's playing like like a Robin. Like you could see him terrorizing defenses. The way he dribbles out one on one, he will cook you. And that is what all these guys were not. If he adds goal scoring to his game, I will tell you that if he adds goal scoring to what he's doing now, he'll be very close to the career Messi has. But that is a big if. Yeah. The eye
Messi.
test, he plays. No. Understand what I'm saying?
Understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, understand.
Let's put things into context. I agree with you
But
for
I don't
most
think
part
he
of
can
it,
keep
speaker.
up with that standard. That's a very high standard.
For me, I would always say forget about Messi, forget about Ronaldo to an extent. Any player that you put in that bracket of conversation, you're
You're four
already
shot. Yeah,
you're
four shot.
already you're already killing that person, right? Now, you put Yamal's stats on paper, like you mentioned last season, probably 5 goals, 5 assists. I'll probably need to check it out. I think it might be more, but if you look at the stats of this season, right? And if you
Mhm.
look at his stats in Euros, right? I think in every game in Euros, he either had a goal or an assist. Maybe missing one game.
No,
I'm not
he
sure.
had a total of 1 goal, 4 assists in the Euros.
Yes.
He's the first player to score or assist. This is a very big start. The
No,
first player
and
to score or assist in quarterfinal, semis, and final of a single edition of the Euro competition, and that's massive.
okay. But with
And
Yamal, let me just ask this question because I feel because whenever people talk about Yamal and whatever Yamal is doing, be it at Barcelona or with the Spanish national team, they always bring up, oh, we can't believe he's this so and so age. He's still 16. He's doing this for a 16-year-old. And I feel that tag where, or the sensation about Yamal is tagged with his age. Like he's performing fantastically for a 16-year-old. And that conversation gets different when, because if you look,
but
because like you said, no, I agree. But like you said, with stats, you can bring up his stats and compare his stats with other players in that similar category. And I'm not just going by stats, but if you compare his stats, it doesn't match up. But in terms of if you watch him play, he's one of the best players. He's one of the best players in Europe in the last 6 months. But whenever they talk about him, people can't escape putting him in this bracket. Oh, he's a fantastic player. He's a
But that's a
fantastic
bonus.
60-year-old.
That's a bonus. That's
Yeah,
a bonus.
I know, I
To
know,
me,
but no, but wait, but if Yamal gets, let's just paint this scenario. If Yamal gets to the next World Cup, it's probably going to be 21 or 20 the next World Cup. If you say, or say he gets to the next Euro tournament, he's about 22, 23. I'm not sure if that matters, but let's say Yamal is 22, 23, and he goes into that tournament with 4 assists or performs that tournament with 4 assists, 1 goal, or in that season where I understand that obviously he can still improve, but if he keeps up with his rate of his goal contributions and his assists, will you still say the same about Yamal, his performances now? No, will you say the same about performances then? If he continues scoring at this rate and assists
But
at this
nobody
rate?
has kept up with this. With that, he can't keep up with this development. He will keep up with the development. Don't get me wrong,
So
but he can't keep up at this level. Only
so
Messi
I
has done it.
yeah.
He
So I
will,
okay.
so
he will keep. He will
Let me
continue getting better.
let me
so I
try
Yeah.
and
so
let me try and answer your question, sir.
just last point. So are you saying Yamal is the best player in this age bracket of a 16, 17-year-old you've ever seen, or you've ever seen, or is he a fantastic player? Full stop.
I think apart from Messi, I don't think I've seen a 17-year-old this good.
Rooney,
Yeah, Rooney. Yeah. Yeah.
Fabregas,
You know
Rooney,
the funny
Fabregas,
thing. You know the funny thing. Messi was
No,
not
I
this
won't say. I
fantastic
don't
at.
think. I won't say Fabregas.
Rooney and Fabregas.
Even
I won't
Messi
say
wasn't this
Fabregas.
fantastic at 16. Go and check Messi's.
I won't
Yes,
say
at
Fabregas
Yeah,
16,
because
he was still
Messi was not this fantastic at
he had his
16.
injury problems before he took that that medicine that
You-
made him super.
Whatever you want to say, but Messi was not this fantastic at 16. Wayne
But
Rooney was not this consistent at 16.
no,
We
I
saw
know, but
flashes of what
it's
Wayne Rooney could be, but Wayne Rooney wasn't
yeah,
doing
how
yeah, I
old
agree.
was he
things.
at the Euros? It was the Euros.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He had some
17. It's
he
called
was 17. He
at
was
the
Rooney.
Euros.
17, but he wasn't consistent. He was like
No, he
he
was
would
in
have
the
some.
Premier League. In the Premier League, he was
He would
he
have
was one of the
some
better
good.
players at
See,
16 in the Premier League before he
he
went on
was
to
a good
Well, Rooney is a
player.
great player. If Yamal has a great career like Rooney, Rooney
yeah,
is
I
the highest
agree.
goal scorer for England.
Understand
No,
what I'm trying to get at.
but I'm just saying, especially with these kids from Barcelona, this is not the first time we've seen it with players
Yeah,
like
although
we've seen
Ansu
with players
Fati
like
was
Ansu
like that.
Fati, Pedri. So is
Yeah,
this
they
whole
had Cuenca. They have had a lot. They've
exactly?
they,
So
they had
it's
Cuenca. They have, but not at this level. Also,
See,
like
the
that's
thing is
also
this. No, no.
also
at this
true.
level.
The thing
That's
is
also
this,
true.
right? The thing is this. We can look at it from both ways. Personally, there was a time I believe Boyan Kiki was going to be the next best thing after sliced bread.
Yeah, he fooled us all
So he fulfilled that for a while, and then he vanished. He
for
evaporated.
on
Yeah,
that
there was a
20
time. Don't forget,
on
Boyan Kiki
yeah,
was wearing
exactly.
Barca's number 9 shirt, and he was
Yeah,
delivering.
but
He was delivering
but
at Spanish football. He was delivering at Barcelona football. So let's just
yeah, but that was
but
but that
the,
came with the hype of performing at the under 17, under 19 tournament.
They had
When he got
Ibrahim
it,
Afellay. They had
but
Ibrahim
but but,
Afellay also.
when it came to
Barcelona
so
boy.
senior,
so there are all of that, but there is something about Yamin Lamal that I'm trying to make you
it's
guys
special. It's
understand.
special. I agree. It's
I
special.
agree that it's special. I agree that it's all of these things that you guys have mentioned. But what I'm saying to you is that even if we subtract his age right now, that's why I asked you the question. I said, regardless of his age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Call 3 players that play in his position that is better than him right now. I gave you that. I said, regardless of his age, as long as it's from
Mm-hmm.
the period that he busted in the scene, and you struggled because
No, no,
Kopama is you struggled.
no. I
Kopama
didn't. I
is
didn't.
subject
I
to
didn't.
debate. I
It's
personally
not.
don't
It's
think Kopama is better than Yamal
okay.
because
Okay.
But it depends
because
on how
of
you see
whatever
football.
reason.
It's open.
Yes,
Yeah, I get what.
yes,
The
you
only
understand
reason
what
why
I
I
mean.
think that Palmer is those goals are 20 something goals in one season. But I understand. I
He,
also understand if someone tells me that, yeah. But why I like Yamal is 1-on-1. He will cook you. And that is very difficult to find in modern
which
football.
is good, but the most special thing about Yamal is not cooking you 1-on-1. It's Yamal's decision making. Go and check. Yamal
yeah.
knows when
That's
to
true.
pass. He knows when to
He
attempt to beat
knows.
a man. He
And
knows
he knows the
when to
quality.
go back,
He has like the terms
and he
of
has the
selecting.
precision. To be
Yeah,
honest,
good. That's true. That's true.
The level
If Lewandowski
Yamal
took
is at right now, it took Vinicius more than like 2 to 3 years when he came to Real Madrid to get to that level.
Yeah,
But
but
Probably
yeah,
not.
I agree. But we all know player development, or it's not a linear journey. This like it took a while for Vinicius to get going, and I will see Vinicius now. In my opinion, he's the best player. He's the best player in European football. We until Yamal goes through that journey and becomes the player everyone feels he will become, win all the trophies everyone feels he can win. We can't talk about his future because what Vinicius is doing it right now. We can't talk about Yamal's next 2 years or next 3 years because we all know how with these young players from Barcelona, we all know how it goes. So I feel we have to be a bit cautious with Yamal. But the one reason I'm going with Kobe because I think Kobe is the this is what it looks like in terms of the midfielders of the future, where you have this dual players that can play as a 10, a 6, a number 8, where they are fantastic tacklers of the ball, good ball carriers, good at dribbling, and can also score goals. And I think Kobe is one of
why are you
it.
doing this now? I thought
No,
you were joking. Be
no,
serious now. Why can't you be taking Kobe Meno? What are
on
you
my
talking
life,
about?
on my life, Kobe
Trust me,
Meno.
I picked Manuel Ugarte as my signing of the season without watching him in United because I felt that he's going to unleash Kobe Meno because of how much I trust Kobe Meno. But that is
Okay,
an if. I cannot categorically now tell you that he's the best player right now, like a United player, because
the best thing,
United have been
yeah,
playing
I
so
know,
bad. You
yeah,
understand
but
what
no,
I'm saying?
yeah,
I can't pick a player
understand,
from that team. It's
but
dysfunctional.
but that's how good he is, and that's how because
Good he is. Like
that's
in
how
the
no, that's how
Euros,
good he is.
it's
No,
not
that
like he was so good in the Euros. He was just even in the
I prom
final. They couldn't.
I
Palmer
no,
came from the bench.
I promise you, the best thing that happened to Kobe Meno is if they sack that Dutchman in Manchester. That was the best thing that happens to Kobe Meno. I get a proper footballing coach that knows how to play football the right way. You will all see Kobe Meno shine. He's the closest thing England has seen to Andres Iniesta.
And guess what?
Andres Iniesta, in my opinion, he's the closest thing. Is the
Oh
closest
God.
thing. Is the
I
closest
think
thing we've seen to
you're having a laugh for sure, Frank. You're having a laugh. But
no cap.
that being said, I respect the talent that I see in Kobe Mino.
But
I think he has very good football, like how he carries the football, how he carries himself on the pitch. For me, I feel like United are at that point where a fresh air is required, and he's breathing very well for them.
but
But
but just in your opinion, who do you think comes second and third on the
if I'm being very objective, right?
yeah?
Yamal, clear winner.
Okay.
Um,
Barcelona.
no, it's not that. If I wasn't even
Who?
Barcelona, like right now, Yamal, it's not a coincidence. Yamal is both on the Copa Trophy, he's both on the men's Ballon
Yeah, I
d'Or.
know. So in terms of this
So
Copa, you have your podium like the Olympics,
yeah,
gold, silver, and bronze. Okay,
so Yamal number
Yamal gets
one.
gold.
Yes,
Who gets silver?
I'll give Minor second, honestly, because
You give who?
Kobe Minor, I'll put him second.
Cobain is second. Okay,
Yeah, I'll give him second. No,
so
it's not ridiculous, but it's not going to be close. That's what I'm saying. It's not a
okay,
close second. And then
some not
and
mad.
then the
Okay,
third,
second.
yeah,
Okay, third.
yeah, and then the third person will be Kubasi. Again because yeah, I'll put the third person Kubasi.
I'll just ask one question. Did you say Mino second? Just so it doesn't have that appearance that you're trying to favor Barcelona and putting one and
No,
two as Barcelona players.
no,
That's why I say
no,
Mino.
it's not that.
Okay,
It's because I'm looking at see another person that came to mind was Arda Güler, but Arda Güler did not play consistently,
In
right?
the
yeah, but
league.
Number
No,
one,
tell him that.
it,
so so
No,
so so
someone
so
that the press we are practically begging Ancelotti to when are you gonna
yeah.
play him? Like,
yeah,
but it's Real Madrid.
exactly.
But
So
it's Real
exactly.
Madrid
So
at the
that's
same
what I'm
time.
saying. If I were talking of talent, I would have put him there, but he was not
So
given the platform to show that talent, right?
yeah,
So
so
I'm
from
looking at players who are that young age, who know the starting position in their team, who were not just passengers on the team, and who contributed on very frequently. Like for example, Kubasi barely had the foot wrong all last season.
yeah, I agree. So
He barely
like
had the foot wrong.
yeah,
As if you ask me, he's going to be in a worthy conversation to say even La Liga defender of the season. He's going to be in that conversation. Yeah, he had a great year. I'm being serious. I'm
No, it's
being
for
very serious too.
okay,
But
but
but That being said, I don't expect him to get even the third. I'm just saying that because I'm looking at it from fresh pair of football eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
no,
for commercials and everything, he probably might not even make the third position, Kubasi. But it's gonna be for me, Yamal first, Minor second, and Kubasi third. If we were going by what the young players did in the season.
well,
And whatever hierarchy, mine is just
So
Yamal.
Yamil Lamau. Yeah, whoever comes second, third, but to me, Yama has to be there. It depends because all of them have a lot of asterisks with them. Like Kubasi, I just feel he's good, but to say young player of the year, he came late last season. I don't know, but I think they
For,
should look at the Olympics. Who are the kids who played in the Olympics? Some of them should have a word.
no,
Who
because
yeah,
was
I feel very bad for Femi Lopez because it would have been a worthy mention,
the
but he's
captain of the
not.
Spanish national team that played in the Olympics?
Uh,
Is he not on? Is he
is
not
it
that age?
is
Who was the striker?
Abel?
as
Is
I
the
think Kuma
striker?
is Belouis. But for me,
Yeah.
I think my second attempt, my first would have been will be, or my pick will be Kobe Mino. Second, Warren Zare Emery, and third,
Oh,
Ali,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and third,
yeah,
and
yeah,
third,
yeah, yeah. I
and third
forgot.
Ghana,
To me, it's
and
that
third,
Emery should be
and
second
third,
behind Lamal. Yeah.
and third Ganacho.
Well, it's still
Okay, okay, moving on, moving
let's
on,
go to
moving on,
the
moving on.
let's go to the third one for the Lev Yashin goalkeeper of the year. Frank, who are you projecting as your choice?
My choice, I'll go with the most consistent goalkeeper in European and international football in the last 2 years, and I believe he's the current holder of this award. Aston Villa and Argentina's Emiliano Martinez. I feel he's been very, like we all know his heroics for the Argentine national team, but even in terms of his overall performance in the Premier League, like we saw him helping Aston Villa get to the Champions League for the first time in decades. It seems he's been very consistent in all facets of play for modern day goalkeeper. The sweeping, the ball playing, and the overall authority he brings to the defense. So it's Emiliano Martinez.
Kingsley, what of you?
Well, for me, I'm pro Argentina. Of course, there's a smile on my face if we get Martinez
Shock,
to get that. But
shock.
the thing is this, right? This is one award that the elimination technique comes through for me. I'm thinking the top keepers for the top clubs, all of them underperformed, underachieved, were inconsistent. For example, Courtois
Some
didn't
were
even get
injured.
a sniff.
Courtois was injured as well. So
Yeah, so he didn't get a representation in his national team for whatever personal issues that he had to face. You think
oh,
about
that's
it,
true. That's true.
yeah, you got Alisson in Brazil, wasn't consistent in Liverpool.
He's even
Brazil
the
didn't
first
get
choice
him.
in Brazil.
Yeah, it's a toggle between him and Ederson, and neither of them were having exceptional seasons last year. You think about the Spanish goalkeeper, he's not
It's
he's not
not
one for the
Simeon.
glamour. Yeah, so I mean it's so interesting and intriguing how the Spanish national team stuck to him, but it's working. But I think right now the Spanish national team have abundance of goalkeeping talents to choose from, but we respect De La Fonte's decision there. It is what it is. Um, and yeah, and the list goes on. There's no standout goalkeeper for me. Donnarumma was a mess last season.
Yeah.
AC Milan's
Magic Mike.
it was so magical last year because he couldn't stay fit. So, you think of all of these things, and I'm like, yeah, why not Martinez? But I think there is an opportunity for him to do better this year, especially at club football.
Okay. Well, it's also like I think
Ma-
it's also important before also there's an African goalkeeper there that plays in South African League,
Mamelodi
Williams.
Sundowns. I think
Yeah.
Mamelodi.
The South
Yeah.
African,
Which
he was
country?
getting, he got
What
that
country is that?
recognition for South Africa, yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
because of
He had
what
a
he did in the Nations League,
he was brilliant at the
and Cup of Nations.
African Cup of Nations. So that's a
Yeah.
shout out for him. But Chika, who's your pick?
Okay, if you're watching this and you are enjoying what we are doing, please smash the like button and follow, subscribe, and then drop a comment. Mine is Martinez because I can't make the case for Lautaro Martinez for winning and all those. Then I'll make the case against Martinez. I'm against Emiliano because if you check Emiliano, what makes Emiliano the favorite is that not just did he win the Copa, but Aston Villa also qualified for the Champions League in the first time in many years. I've never seen them in the Champions League in my lifetime.
Yeah,
Like I hear that,
yeah.
yeah. I saw Newcastle, I saw Leeds, but I've never seen Aston Villa. So because of that, not just that, I think they went all through to the semi-final of the Lille. Was it Lille who beat them in the knockouts? I think it was the semi-final.
No, it was Olympiacos. They lost to Olympiacos.
Oh, they
In
beat
the
Lille. Okay.
they
They
basically they
They
beat
lost
beat
Lille.
to
the lost Olympiacos.
So, but the
Olympiacos in
second
the
person,
semi-final.
I think also I won't have a problem with is by Jan Sommer, the Switzerland coach. Also, he
Yeah,
did a
yeah,
good
The
yeah,
job.
keeper.
Yeah, he did a
yeah.
good job.
He's
Also. So
he's
mine is Emiliano Martinez. Quickly, let's go to the coach of the of the coach. So who do you pick? He has the likes of Alonso, Pep Guardiola, Luis de la Fonte, Gasparini, Carlo Ancelotti. Frank, who's your pick for the coach?
So in this category, I have two picks. So I feel one that I would love to see win it, a coach that I feel deserves his flowers for the amazing job he's done in Italy for not just in terms of winning or not just in terms of winning trophies, which they actually won for the first time last season, but how he's developed players in the small city bringing players from the academy and players from international transfers, but also brought an identity to his team, Atlanta. And that's Gasperini, the Atlanta coach. I feel I would love to see him get that recognition as the coach of the year, but I feel Xavi Alonso wins it as the men's coach of the year this year, and that goes for the obvious reason of his achievement in the Bundesliga. You ousting Bayern Munich as champions, and the infamous unbeaten run they went through throughout the season, ultimately losing the European Cup final to Gasperini's Atlanta. But I feel the overall package of what he brought into that, or how he transformed that team in a short amount of time from a relegation threatened team to champions and going all the way to having a domestic double unbeaten is a fantastic achievement that will be in the history books for a long time.
Kingsley,
Well,
who's your pick?
for me, I feel like if you were to give Xabi Alonso that trophy for unbeaten, what about the Argentine coach? I don't think Argentina has lost a game. I
Argentine
don't think,
coach
yeah,
with
I don't
that
think
squad,
Argentina.
with Messi, with Julian Alvarez.
So we should give the Argentine coach the coach of the year for winning a Copa America title.
Oh,
No, but he made
oh,
a point. He
oh,
said they've not lost a game. I
they've
didn't
not
know
lost
they've
a
not lost.
game.
Yeah, and yeah,
They
but
haven't lost a
I didn't know
game,
they've
and
not lost a game.
along the
yeah,
way,
but
they've
it's
beaten the likes of Brazil,
Because
Uruguay.
when Brazil can't qualify from group stage,
Yeah, what are you saying?
I won't
You
give
know,
him. But I understand where he's coming from. If
okay.
Brazil,
so,
so you
Fair
can't
enough, fair
knock
enough.
the competition for not being competitive. Because if
mhm.
Brazil couldn't qualify from the group stage, then how can you say it's not competitive? You understand what I'm
So
saying?
you
Yeah,
understand? So
Competition,
so, so
yeah,
yeah.
you've
yeah.
so you're
He,
you're
he,
overlooking
he has
Alonso,
No, no, I'm not
Ancelotti.
saying. I'm not saying. I
he has
say he has a point.
successfully defended his
Mine
Copa
is
America
Alonso.
championship. He has successfully
Yeah.
defended his Copa America championship. It's not something that has happened quite frequently in Copa America's history
Well, well,
lately.
to, well,
He
well. It happened a few years ago. Chile.
defended the championship, yeah,
Yes, back to
but
back
but
against
not a
against
sand
Argentina.
not with a sandwiched World Cup in between. As it. So
Okay,
there is
okay.
additional pressure of coming in as a world champion and as a Copa America champion and still defending that title and in
But
the
you know,
process
with
win.
Messi in that team and with those stars, that coach will never get the credit he deserves.
Well,
It's
well,
like
That
the
see,
stars.
and that's true. So you're saying your coach of the year in amongst Xavi Alonso, Ancelotti, Luis de la Fuente,
You know,
Gasperini,
to
Pep
me,
Pep
no,
Pep Pep Guardiola is
I
Lionel
never.
Scaloni.
I never said
That's what you're
that.
saying.
I never said
Okay,
that.
okay, okay,
Listen properly.
okay, okay.
What I
You're
said
come
is
to your
if you're
senses.
making,
You're come to your
no,
senses now.
I never said that. I said if you're making a case for Xabi Alonso because he never got defeated last season, right? I said that is
No,
also a case. Yeah,
yeah,
you said
yeah.
that at the end of the
No,
day.
no,
You
no,
said
no,
because of that,
no.
right?
Just
And
okay.
but
Go.
by the way, if you make that because of the La Liga, because of the Bundesliga undefeated run, because mind you, he got defeated in the European in the Europa League.
The,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he lost the final. So
yeah,
but that being
he
said,
went unbeaten domestically. So
yeah, he went unbeaten domestically. That's in itself a fantastic record. That is not to say Xabi Alonso. I would have a question if you want it, but I'm just saying that Scolani should be up there
and
as
it's better
well.
looking too. So
Well, I don't know if you fancy men these days, but up for you
well,
to
he's
decide.
no, no,
But
no. So he's better looking. So
but I didn't factor
no, no,
that
no,
in my
no,
decision.
no, 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 no. No, 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 no,
Not
sis, no,
nothing
sis, no,
against
sis,
nothing against your flavor if that is what it is.
no, no,
But
no, sis, not making points. It's better looking as well.
I didn't factor
Let's go,
I
let's
didn't
go.
factor
To
that.
me,
Okay.
to me, my obvious choice would have been Xabi Alonso.
Okay.
Because if they have told me that Leverkusen would not just win the league, but will go unbeaten, like I would, the history, what Alonso achieved in so many generations, he will still be talked about because not just did he win, he went all the way also to the final. But when you look at the final, he wasn't beaten by Pep. He wasn't beaten by Ancelotti. He was beaten by Gasparini. So I can't give Alonso the best coach of the year when Gasparini beats him because if you look at the two sides, I don't know who spends more money, but I think Bayer Leverkusen will even
By
have some more
probably,
money to
yeah,
spend
by
much
Leverkusen.
more than that. But it's all so I'll take Gasparini over because of the mere fact that the two have done something special, but on the last day, this person knocks this person off. But so I'll go with Gasparini. But I'll
Yeah, I
go with
agree, I agree.
Gasparini. And then the reason why I'm not really going with De La Fonte is that it's not like he took an unknown Spanish team today. He
But
won the title.
but an unfavored Spanish team as
Yes, I didn't expect. I
Nobody considered
expected
Spain
them.
as a worthy contender at the start of that tournament.
yes,
No,
I
but
remember
not the
having a chat with Frank,
I
and I
get it.
was
It's not really a contender, but I expected them to make it out of the group. Understand what I'm trying to say? I expect
yeah,
they you can't tell me that
but
because
they were in the group of death, no? They were in the group
yeah, they
with
were, yeah,
I
they
Germany.
were.
don't care.
So it
But the
wouldn't
other
be
guy
a
was
surprise
sacked
if they
because
didn't make it.
the other guy couldn't beat Morocco and he was sacked. Luis Enrique in the
No,
second round.
I know,
Understand what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
but in terms of the Spanish coach, it's not just how they won it. It's not just what they won. It's how they won it. The teams they beat on the way to winning. The style at which they played because they dominated from this very first kickoff of the tournament to the last kick of the tournament. They
They played.
outplayed. They dominated. They played good football. They scored goals. They created chances. There was a lot of attacking flair on both sides of the pitch or both wings of the pitch. And also important. Let's not forget, like Charlie has been campaigning for Yamal to get the Copa Trophy, but it takes a lot of guts to throw in a player that young into a Spanish team that has a lot of expectations or they put a lot of expectations on themselves, on themselves. In fact, but in a year where it's stacked, I just feel in another year, probably De La Fuente probably gets my vote, but I just feel in this year there's a lot of fantastic coaching achievements that I feel need more recognition than De La Fuente gets. But if it had to be a top three, mine would probably be Gasparini, Alonso, and De La Fuente. I'm not putting
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not putting I'm not putting
Me
Guardiola.
too.
I'm not putting Guardiola and his 115 charges as one of the best coaches in coaches of the year. So
That's not what we're
For,
talking
for,
about today.
for me,
I know
for me, it's going to be
115 charges.
my top three. My top three would be Alonso winning it. Like what I would, if I were voting, but I'll
Your
tell you
picks,
what
yeah.
I think. Yeah, I'll tell you who I think the votes will go for. But what I would vote for if I were, it would be Alonso for number one, um, Carlo Ancelotti for number two, and thirdly it's gonna be De La Fonte for number three.
Okay,
Those are gonna be my
that's fine.
top three votes. But the people that
Okay.
I think would actually win it, it's going to be surprise, surprise. I think Ancelotti will walk away with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Ancelotti will walk
I
away with
some
it. I think Alonso
But
will come
also have a
second.
feeling. I feel because like as I said, I know like I said just like Alonso is the is that he has that sort of personality where he's a media darling. So I feel I won't be surprised if Alonso gets it. But yeah, well,
Look at the things, the way the press reacted to. I'm not comparing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing. But look at the way the press reacted to Bayer Leverkusen winning
exactly.
the
So
title. Look
it's
at the way they reacted to Gasparini winning it. They barely mentioned the name of Gasparini when they link, what do they call it? When they link
Atlanta to the trophy.
Atlanta. But it was all Alonso. So I think he's a darling. They
For
like him, but he deserves it though. The
yeah,
only reason I'm picking Gasparini over him is that Gasparini beat him when he mattered most. All his records against Gasparini, and it was solid beating. I think it was 3-0. So I'll
yeah,
go with
yeah.
Gasparini, Alonso, and then De La Fonte. The last one I defer to Frank. The Ballon d'Or, the women, they have Aitana
Atana,
Bonmanti, Barbara Banda, Tachien, Lauren Hem, Trinity Rodman, so many lists. I don't know much about that. So, Frank, who I only know Lauren James, the Chelsea, and then who's that Chelsea striker from Australia? The lady,
Sam Kerr.
Sam
Thank you.
Pierre, and we
Yeah.
had a Japanese player. I think she was a striker also from Chelsea.
Yeah. She did.
There's
She
moved
doesn't
on,
make
no?
this list. No. She said that she doesn't make this list.
And
But
also
but
the
in term,
pretty lady from Aston Villa. There's a very pretty lady,
Number 27, you
the
mean?
Swiss lady. That's
Number
it.
27, you mean? Okay.
number 27.
I don't. What's her name? What's her name?
You
Edit,
didn't,
edit, edit, edit. Stop.
you
Edit.
didn't hear this on the show.
Okay,
But,
Frank,
but I'm saying the
continue.
number,
Okay.
she's not going to be.
But it's in terms of the women's Ballon d'Or. It's this. I believe this is one that's going to be very straightforward. It's going to go back. The current champion is going to retain the crown. Aitana Bonmati. She's
Where's she
she's
from?
she's Spanish, Barcelona.
Ah,
Yeah, so I believe in terms she's
She's
is
been
that why he's
Princess
happy?
of Catalonia. Princess of
Is
yeah,
Catalonia.
that why he's
Because we
yeah,
happy?
have Alexia Putella, who is the queen. So,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
the princess is coming with the
No,
crown.
I feel this is where unfortunately there's a Barcelona sweep in this category 1, 2, and 3 in my opinion. So I
Wrestling.
feel Antonia Bonmati, Carolina Graham Hansen, and
Patricia should take.
Patricia Guerrero. That's probably going to be the ballot, the top 3 on the day. But by far, I believe Atana Bonmati is going to be our 2024 Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah,
Charlie, I feel this
I
is
absolutely agree with you. But the only twist is
for
that
the
I
first
think
for the first time tonight.
no, there's still a
You know
but
about
because
the player.
there's still a but because I believe Patricia will come before Graham. Just given the quality that she brought towards the darling part of the season. But I mean, I'm happy whoever takes second or third. But my darling princess, Bomati is gonna come back with that crown. I'm already looking forward to her showing it in the female stadium. It's very interesting. We would also, she has brought so many trophies to this thing, and it's no surprise, Frank and Chica, because we were still the quadruple champion, as you may know or you may not. So it's okay. And in addition to that, they went very deep in the Olympics and all of that. So
Okay,
it's a no-brainer. It's 1, 2, 3, back to
okay,
Estadio de Roma.
Barcelona sweep. Yeah, fair enough. But just are we done? Is there another one to get to?
Yeah, you can add something. No, we're done. You
So,
can add something.
I just want in terms of the shortlist for the Ballon d'Or, the 30-man shortlist. It's we have to point out our Nigerian brothers are always excelling in European football. Ademola Lookman is
Yeah.
shortlisted on the list, and this is the first time Nigeria has had back-to-back nominees since 1997. Victor Epeba and 1998 Sunday Lise. Last
Yeah.
year was Victor Osimhen, and this year is Ademola Lookman. So I think that's in terms of
They made it in 1998.
Yeah.
yeah.
For a
Managed the
I know he
short
shortlist,
played
stop.
yeah.
that King of Monaco. I didn't know Lise was that good.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
Lisa was good.
so this is we hope for more of this. Unfortunately, next year I don't. Oh, we'll see this year, but
Asisa didn't make it. Asisa Balogun. Is it Asisa? Asisa didn't make
No, no,
it.
Aziza is out of European football. She's chilling somewhere in America right now.
yeah, but
But they say a
that's
Zambian lady made it in the list. One a Zambian
yeah.
lady.
So well, she scored. I think
There's
she scored 4 goals in the game
she was fantastic in the Olympic. There's also
on the
another
Olympics as
one,
well.
Tabitha Shawanga from Malawi that plays in Paris Saint-Germain and Lyon.
Yeah, Shaman,
And
but she's quite wasteful though, but she's good.
yeah,
I don't
it's also, but I think it's good, like in terms of the overall. There's another lady from Jamaica on the women's list, Kadisha Shaw, top goal scorer in the women's WSL Man City striker. So I feel it's in terms of football on the continent and in the Caribbean, it's growing. I feel so. That's a shout out to our Nigerian brother Ademola Lukman from Atlanta and Nigeria.
Yeah,
So
and would you guys agree with me if if Victor Boniface didn't have that injury last season, I think he probably would make it on this 30-man list for
I
Leverkusen.
don't really think so. You
I
know
don't
why?
I don't really think so.
People, unlike Osimhen, people just talk about him as regards his goal scoring. He's not really. You get what
But
I'm saying? Like
I know, but it's
people don't really
also
talk about his all-round play. It's just his goal scoring. So if he's not really scoring, he's not.
I'm
I'm
not.
talking about the way they press. I'm not talking about
Yeah, I
reality.
agree. I agree. But it doesn't. But it's also less. It's also it's hard to get because Bayer Leverkusen last year was not a team that was dependent on one player specifically. They had a lot of individual players that shone, but
And
it was a
there is
well.
that goalkeeper that took them all the way to the final.
Exactly. So it was a
After
team that was
United,
it was a more it was more collective efforts than one standard player like Osimhen on Napoli's team that won the Serie A a few years ago, or even Lookman where he has that fantastic game where he
no,
scores the hat trick.
but understand what he said. He's also right
Yeah,
because they have Grimaldo for them in the Ballon d'Or. So if he wasn't injured and he played, I don't know how many games he missed, but if he played,
yeah,
He
yeah,
missed a lot of crucial
could have
games for them.
he could have
yeah,
could have
probably.
moved the
But
list.
I'm not really mad at that to be honest. But
No, no,
uh,
I'm not
yeah,
mad
but
at that. I'm
let's
just saying that,
well,
the list, there's a potential for us to have
yeah, yeah,
more Africans on that
more
list.
Nigerians, and there was one player who was missing, who wasn't shortlisted. The striker from Stuttgart who moved on to Borussia Dortmund.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gurasi.
Guarazi or something.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think he was. I
The
think he was
BB
also
guy.
short. Yeah, exactly. So he had a standout season last year. But in
yeah,
terms of
but he had a
you
poor
can't.
Nations Cup though.
Yeah, no, but you can't get it all right. But in terms of, I feel the shortlist is okay. There are a lot of interesting names on the
But there are
shortlist.
so
Just
many
gonna,
names. There are so many names. It's like
I know,
it's like 10.
Yes,
Should have
it's
been
usually
it's
the same pattern is usually 30, and then the list gets
there's
a trim.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing I'm seeing Declan Rice on
yeah, they
shortlist
can saw Declan Rice. I'm like, what
for
is it?
Ballon d'Or.
But well, that should be it for us today. Join us
Yeah,
next time for more interesting episode. Frank, you have anything for our viewers?
no, just thank you for the support. Like, share, and follow the page. Thank you very much.
And guys,
Uh,
don't forget to remind Frank how delusional he was to think Kobe Mino is going to win the Copper Trophy. I'd like to see if there are a lot of people that agree to him or we have more delusional football fans. I'm interested to know. Please leave your comments and let's see that. And yeah, and enjoy. Take care, guys.
let's do this some
Okay.
other time.